Episode 101. 101. Now that I'm past the 100 episode mark, I'm gonna have to think how I'm going to say any number past 100. Is it going to be 101, 102, 103 every time? I'm just going to be casual and say 101, 102, 103. It doesn't matter. Following off of last episode's events, which I guess were pretty fitting for a anniversary episode, so to speak, we have another thing that is somewhat fitting as a follow-up to that, in terms of being an anniversary. Ryle just says the same thing here. There hasn't been any movement since last time, after completing the patch quests. Not for these NPCs, but Ryle moved in. He was previously missing. He just says the same thing he did before, though. Oh, weird. The thing that I'm going to be doing is, of course, following the patch main scenario quests, are the patch dungeons, all of the rumors that we hear floating around the bar here, of which there are much fewer now, only a little bit more to go. And of those quests, there's a very special one, well, somewhat special, we can be taking on. Somewhere here. Here. It's definitely pirates. By the onion, you're Kamoi. You couldn't have come at a better time. A friend of mine sent word that he needs a capable adventurer, you see, and I naturally thought of you. Who's this friend, you ask? Why, none other than Commodore Raynor of the Yellow Jackets. He and I met back when I first started out as a culinarian, and we've been friends ever since. Anyway, I'd appreciate if you'd pay him a visit and inquire as to what he needs doing. You'll find him in the Coral Tower with his Yellow Jackets. Because this patch began the tradition of making sure that each patch uses one of the new dungeons that was introduced as part of the main story, we only have 2 dungeons from patch 3.4 to complete, rather than the previous 3 dungeons per patch we were doing, since they were all optional. Which just means it'll be easier to fit into one episode, rather than squeezing 3 approximately 20-minute long dungeons into one episode. Plus extra time talking to people. And also extra time talking to myself, standing here, doing nothing, like I'm doing right now. Good morning to you, Komori. How timely. There is something I would ask of you. But where are my manners? Is there aught you require? Here at Blozong's behest, you say? That he should send you of all people is a stroke of good fortune indeed. Permit me to apprise you of the situation. You will doubtless recall driving the Serpent Reavers out of Sestasha. Well, despite our best efforts to keep the place secure, I regret to inform you that it has been occupied by pirates. Pirates, I say. Though eyewitnesses claim they seemed more akin to fiends from the briny depths. To be frank, we're not wholly certain what it is we are dealing with. I dispatched a party of adventurers to identify and eliminate the threat, but it would seem their courage failed them. But they were not you, my friend. You will fare better against whatever awaits in Sestasha. Of that I have no doubt. If you would be willing to assist us, pray report to Depersia, who stands guard by the entrance to the caverns. This dungeon is a hard mode version of Sestasha, the very first dungeon done somewhere a few episodes in. Maybe a dozen or so episodes in. You only unlock them around level 15 or so. Although it was pretty far in, if you consider that it's that many episodes in, I think it's still fitting to consider this as part of the anniversary type stuff. Going back to the first dungeon we ever did on hard mode. Of course, the name of the quest back then was It's Probably Pirates or something. And now, it's definitely pirates. A little fun callback. Ah, it's you. I take it you mean to help us again? Wonderful. You see those adventurers yonder? We sent them in first, but it soon became clear they were unequal to the task. At my count, they lasted just under a minute inside before staggering back out, sucking for air like fish out of water. As such, we're no closer to ascertaining the nature of the threat, let alone eliminating it. You'll be going in blind, I know, but you've purged Sastasha before, and I'm certain you can repeat that feat. Enter whenever you're ready. I look forward to hearing of your success. Let's see how long we're going to have to wait. It says 11 minutes, so I'm going to guess something more like 15. But I guess while we're waiting, we can talk to these adventurers that I guess I ran past. Didn't realize they added in some NPC specific for this optional quest. Let's get the lore. What are we getting into? Actually, this is a site, isn't it? This is kind of similar to... Oh no. This is a callback. This is Avir and Vivienne and Piorio, and of course Edda. Not them specifically, but this is where we met those four ill-fated adventurers that first time. And this is, I guess, echoing that. They're different people wearing different colored clothing, but that's what this is. They're even doing the same animations, it looks like, or something similar. They seem a bit more chipper, maybe. Or maybe Edda and the rest of the gang were always this kind of... Well, initially, this chipper. Before things went south. They did seem kind of laid back, initially, didn't they? You're both sorry excuses for adventurers, else I'm hardly a paragon among archers myself, being partial to the odd drink. But what does it matter? We're here to have fun, so let's have some, eh? We comprehensively failed in our duties, but we still came out alive. And at the end of the day, isn't that all that matters? Though I must admit, our leader came pretty close to losing his head in there. Oof. Yeah, Avir, losing his head. Damn. This would have been patch 3.4, right? So, only one patch after that whole Tam-Tara Deepcroft hard mode patch where you fight Avir's floating head. You'd better not be blaming me for that fiasco. In case you missed it, fearless leader, I was busy dodging razor-sharp pincers at the time. Someone couldn't hold the monster's attention like he was supposed to. The cure spell never came. If I hadn't had that potion on me, I'd be crab dung by now. Oh, they seem a little bit different from Edda's group. The stand-in for Edda is a little bit more vocal about not taking the blame as the healer. Good on her. And it seems like, if I'm recalling correctly, their archer replacing Liviane is less eager to lay the blame or, I guess, come in for the riches or whatever. She's just here to have fun. Even if they failed, she's keeping a chipper attitude. I think maybe it could have been that Edda's group was possibly in over their heads, and this could be echoing that. Or it could be the opposite, where Edda's group was simply not getting along well, and this is showing what a group looks like when they can get along well, even if they fail. As for the gladiator replacing Avir, I guess he's talking about a potion, which I think I vaguely recall something about them needing to buy a potion last time I was standing in this position, hearing Avir's conversation with Edda. Something about not buying it at the store or something. Whatever the case may be, seems like they're all alive, and I like to think that they'll stay alive. They're probably in better company than Edda's group ever was. Anyway, We'll see what company I get when the dungeon actually starts. Filthy intruders, filthy intruders. Squawk. Decidedly more fanfare entering this dungeon than the first time we came in, I guess. And with a lot more hustle, I think. Now this is going to be a hard mode dungeon, so like the rest, it's going to use the same modeled area and maybe change the layout a little bit. Not that I remember Sestasha so well that I could point out where the paths actually branch or something. Looks like we're dealing with some kind of sea zombies or something. And I do remember the first boss here from some blue mage stuff. That's not important. I think this is a divergence from the original Sestasha, somehow lowering the water and fighting this thing. I'm guessing this level 50 monster was always under the water, even when we took on this dungeon at level 15. Good thing it didn't jump out of the water to eat us. Corlabos. It has a funny move for blue mages. I'm not sure if the funny move has the same effect on actual tanks. I'm not sure it'll even get the chance to use it. Looks like it's tethering. Inside. Looks like the tank is stunned. Did it use the funny move already? It might not even have a cast bar on the funny move. I think it's something like a corkscrew tail or something. Tail screw. It was about to use it. I missed it. Or we killed it too fast. I think that move is supposed to reduce HP down to a funny number or something, like 2 digits or something like that. There are a couple of moves like that in this game that only work like that in special cases, not actual usage. Like obviously you can't use it on a boss and most enemies. But there are some moves like that for blue mage that do actually work. In fact, I said you can't use it on a boss, but there are specifically some bosses that do allow you to use funny moves like that. Moves that reduce their HP by half or reduce it to a few digits or something. Or instantly kill them. It depends on which boss, which of those are actually usable, but there's no real way of knowing without trying. At least for a blue mage. And nobody really plays blue mage, so it's kind of esoteric knowledge. Well, there are some people that play blue mage, so they would know. But it's not disseminated so much. It's not common knowledge. Is the tank already running ahead? Oh, they're really moving. I think we're maybe meant to destroy these brines before they move to a certain position to avoid damage. But it looks like we're able to heal through it, or just defense through it. The first time we were in this dungeon, it was all just normal human pirates, and at the end, just a normal fish Sahagin. Not even bigger than a normal Sahagin, I think. It was just like a normal size Sahagin. Captain Madison. Is this... This is the same captain, isn't it? From the first time we were in Sestasha. I believe he was unceremoniously killed by the Sahagin that became the boss as like a surprise at the very end of the dungeon. And now he's actually the boss. Good for him. Although, I guess he's a thrall to Leviathan now. A big squid man. I'll switch to AoEs when everyone's gathered together. Oh, or not. Looks like they all died. Why is he so set on me? Is that just random? Not that I mind, it's actually kind of cool that he rushes down someone so far away. There he goes again. Did he just leave? I can't even finish my cast. I guess that's a good thing. Playing on a second character, I'm surprised I can even remember little details like that. The captain that was not even a boss in the first time we went through this dungeon. Although I guess he was... No, wasn't he a boss, like the second boss? And he did a similar kind of fight. A fight where he brought in a bunch of ads and kind of escaped at the very end. I guess he's doing the same thing here. Actually, this is kind of a repeat of the first time we went through the dungeon. More than I realized. And there were less branching paths in this case, but... Oh, there are more. Yeah, less branching path, but we wound up in the same position where we fought the boss the first time. Out of ads. It's kind of funny watching them all go down at once. Swarm of zombies. You've done well to make it this far, but you'll wish you hadn't. My trusty pedal, release the Kraken. He talks so fast. Oh. The bird too. It's another Kraken. We fought one already on Hullbreaker, and here it is again. Although this time we're actually fighting it up close rather than the tentacles. Ow. Is there a trick to fighting this thing with the tentacles around? I don't actually know. Just focus it down, maybe? I like this version of the Kraken fight better because you actually get up close to its face and attack its face, whereas Hullbreaker you just fight its tentacles. Kind of funny that you fight a Kraken in 3.3 side dungeon and then again in 3.4. They're already reusing some of these dungeons for hard mode, the layout and all that. And then they're reusing the boss too. Not that that's a huge deal. But it does indicate something that changed later on. They stopped doing 3 dungeons per patch and just kind of focus on one, new one. I'm going to have to do Kraken as the thumbnail for this episode as well, won't I? I already did that one time, but I guess if the Final Fantasy team can reuse dungeons, I can reuse thumbnails. Ah, you are returned. Tell me, were you able to identify our intruders? Men who looked like jellyfish? And you say that they were Captain Madison and his crew? That is decidedly odd. But I know better than to doubt you. I'll have the bodies retrieved for study, that we might be better prepared to face such enemies in the future. Your work here is done, friend. Pray make your way to Airport. Commodore Raynor awaits there, and will doubtless be glad of a first-hand account. Any change here? Use your bloody head next time, will you? Rush in like that, and you'd like to get us all killed. Gah, how could we let some other adventurer waltz in and finish the job? If only we had a more competent healer. Still putting the blame on the healer, but she's not having any of it. I understand you have secured Sestasha, and not for the first time. Please accept my congratulations, and my thanks. Had you not stepped in, my comrades and I might have kept on trying until we were quite dead. You pair need to learn to relax. Here, have a swig of this. It'll help, I promise. Not the perfect team, but I don't think they have the same foibles that Edda's team did. I hope not. I like to think not. Over here, Raynor. I have already received word of your success. You do not disappoint, Komori. Sir, the body has arrived for inspection. There he is. The captain himself. This thing used to be a man. Gods be good, how did this happen? A sight to turn the stomach. 'Tis well I haven't eaten. Oh, was it you speaking? My lady, thank you for granting us your valuable time and expertise. Commodore, allow me to introduce Miss Sayana, the foremost among the celebrated Professor Lambertine students. Oh yes, I remember. One of the 3 most foremost celebrated students, or whatever, we've met. That does not stand on ceremony. Friends, this man's unnatural form can be attributed, I believe, to the excess absorption of water-aspected ether. A living being can only absorb a certain quantity of ether before suffering adverse effects. To be altered so drastically requires a fatal dose. Yet our subject here lived long enough to be struck down. A most peculiar case indeed. I have heard that a primal creates dolls by showering mortals with its own ether. Could this be an extension of that process? I dare say you have struck the mark, Commodore. If being exposed to a primal's ether is enough to corrupt the mind, it is plausible that repeated exposure corrupts the flesh. Madison and his crew had failed to hold Sestasha for their Sog in Overlord, and I suspect that this was their punishment. The fishback's depravity knows no bounds. To think that creatures capable of such cruelty lurk nearby. I shan't get another wink of sleep while I am here. Have no fear, my lady. My yellow jackets are sworn to protect Ailport and her denizens, and in light of the recent developments, you may be certain that we will redouble our vigilance. Your words give me heart, Commodore, and as previously agreed upon, by way of payment for my services, I shall hold to this specimen for my research. Does that go anywhere? I mean, probably not, but was it meant to go somewhere? Her holding on to the corpse? Somehow I doubt it. Still, I think this was the first instance of a person or anything being corrupted by ether to the point that it changes not only their mind but their body. I didn't realize that was something that maybe didn't happen until now, but based on that cutscene, they don't have experience with that sort of thing normally, so this could be the first case of it. And it was a rather silly quest, I guess. The captain was a silly guy. But there are grave implications for corrupting the body beyond corrupting the mind. But we'll get into that later, I guess. My analysis of the specimen continues. What happened to those pirates in Sestasha is quite fascinating. From a purely scientific standpoint, of course. I'm sure she's going to say the same line up until the most recent expansion. No continuation there, I'm sure. On to the next one. That's 3.5, also 3.5, so this one is the last 3.4 dungeon. I guess I could make whatever is in here the thumbnail, if it's like a new boss. It'd make more sense to make it the boss from Sestasha again, as a little callback. Ah, there's an industrious ant. An adventurer in need of a bit of business, if I'm not mistaken. The anthill you want is Amatina and Son's mineral concern. Something's kicked it over good. They've put out word for adventurers. Have skill, will move fast. That sort of thing. Perfect for you, I'll warrant. The client? A bit of a handful, a mite aggressive. But nothing you can't handle. The twins. You'll find them at the Miners Guild. Talk to Cesaruka. He's the milder of the two. Oh, it is actually in the city. There are probably different dialogue lines if you've picked up the minor subclass. Or class, whatever. But it'd probably just be a single line of dialogue that's different. Although, maybe? I'm not sure you interact with these two NPCs in the mining quest line, although I've done that on my main character, I don't really recall. Here for the job, are you? Speak with my brother here. I've got some thinking to do. Heard of our petition, have you? And you'll do as we speak, no questions asked? Great attitude. Now then, the situation's like this. No, this isn't right. I'll be damned if I put our sister's fate in a stranger's hands. I'm going myself. Oh, brilliant plan, brother. Go blundering into the sunken temple of Karn. The place is a death trap. What guarantees do we have that this adventurer can beat those traps? None, that's what. But you know better than any what these muscles are capable of. What the hells do you mean you've beaten those traps already? Wait. You're the reason Neneko's in trouble. Neneko? I'm gonna end you. I swear it. Calm yourself, brother. This adventurer is not to blame for what happened. Besides, she's perfect for the task. Let's start again, shall we? I am Sasaruka, and this is my twin brother, Popokuli. As you may have gathered, we need you to mount a rescue mission in the sunken temple of Karn. After you defeated the temple's snares and traps, the place was officially open for research. The concern partnered with the Order of Naldal to fund an expedition. Aye, and the research team was led by none other than Neneko, our little sister. She's the one who wrote the book on the runes of Sildir. The research to end all other research on the place. Nobody except her was going to figure out that Sildir and Ulda are both descended from the Baladian civilization. The sunken temple of Karn is the native rock. No way in Seven Hells was she going to not lead the expedition. But who comes bumbling in? A band of relic raiders, that's who. The greedy whoreson set off a trap, and now our little sister is stuck in the stinking place. Poxy bastards, putting Neneko in danger. If they aren't Tonberry mints already, you can be sure that I'll end them myself. And that's the situation as it stands. Talk to Bibimu at the entrance to the temple, and she'll let you in. You go and get Neneko out of there in one piece, you hear? Talk to Bibimu at the entrance to the temple, and she'll let you in. Oh, same line. Sod everyone else on the expedition. Just get Neneko out of there. One rescue mission coming up. This was an early dungeon we did too, but it was also a optional one. I think that's right. I did this in the first episode I went to the Gold Saucer, I think. Or no, the Gold Saucer was its own thing. I just happened to visit the Gold Saucer the same episode I did the Sunken Temple of Karn, I think. Welcome to the stately ruin that was, and is, the Sunken Temple of Karn. What a relief that they actually sent someone who's been here and knows the drill. The twins? They can be a little overbearing. They'll need some of that imperiousness soon enough, though, when it falls on them to run the concern. In case you didn't know, those two are the chairman's progeny, them and Miss Neneko. You'll find it much changed within, thanks to those fool robbers. Take care, but not so much that you cannot make haste. Is he just short, or... I think he's kind of sunken into the ground. Little oversight. For some reason I don't sink into the ground. I guess if you're a tall person, you might not notice that he's a little bit shorter than usual. But being a Lalafell myself, I can notice when someone's a few inches off. Every inch is quite important to a Lalafell. It all counts. Hey, look at that. NPC party support will be added for the Sunken Temple of Corn in a future update. I'm surprised they have that kind of thing in the menu. Funny. Anyway, we're here for Horde. The last wait time was predicted to be 11 minutes for Sestasha Horde, but it actually ended up being 20 minutes. This time they're saying it's 19 minutes. So I'm going to say 30 minutes. We'll see. Temple of Corn. Only vaguely remember the first time going through the normal mode version of this dungeon. Seems like the tank is also having trouble remembering which way to go. There used to be something with this thing for a puzzle in the normal mode, which we didn't really interact with when I was recording, but doesn't seem like there's anything going on this time with puzzles. I don't think. And of course this annoying mechanic where you had to get the faces killed over a button. At least that's how it was in the normal mode. Oh, I guess we do have some things to pick up, maybe related to a puzzle. Nope, no puzzle. Just put the sun sphere into the keyhole. Actually, while I was waiting for the dungeon to queue, I went ahead and restarted my laundry. That might be killing the audio. Or at least skewing it. Probably not a problem. Looks like we need to do AoE on this boss. At least for part of the phase. I think we stay away from that sand sphere. Pretty obviously, but could have sworn it did something more than just stay there. Oh, I see. The problem was making sure it doesn't stack on the party or whatever. Why me? Uh-oh. That was almost bad. Oh, I see. Should have followed the group there. Weird boss. Not uninteresting, at least. Seems like it has a high damage resistance or something on its main body. And it only takes more damage when you defeat its other body parts, I think. Vice Regent's head. Weird. I mean, we fought living statues already, but this one in particular is kind of funky, isn't it? I guess no more funky than the cube heads that we already fought in normal mode. Just bigger and more regal. Trying to do my best to sidecast and keep up with the movement, but a little bit hard to do. Easier when I have my summons out. And another sphere to act as a key. Oh, they go together. What a fun little group we have here. Oh, this guy's kind of trapped. Oops. I see. The hand pins one person down and the head attacks whoever's pinned down. So to get the person away from the AoE, you have to actually help them out. Similar to the hands that you fight from the Garlean Magitech units or whatever. Oh, this one. You also get another blue mage thing from this. Sabatender. More Cactar stuff. Always fun. Wait, there was a mechanic here. Counting needles. We need to make her forget to count, somehow. Well, it might just happen if we keep on doing DPS, I don't know. I think she forgets if all the ads go down. If she finishes counting, then that's the end. Trying to target the boss here. $3,000 needles is fine, but 100,000 is no good. Pretty sure that would do 100,000 damage. Each needle doing 1 damage, a Final Fantasy staple. No, those robbers, looters we heard about. If we're actually killing them. or knocking them out. There's a certain point in this story, the Final Fantasy story, where killing people becomes a little bit more grievous, although it never really goes away, I guess. At this point, it feels a little bit weird to be killing people even if they are looting some ancient ruins or something, causing trouble for other people. Supposedly they're putting the actual researchers' lives at risk or something like that. Still. Having trouble keeping my global cooldowns rolling. I'm missing the timing of my inputs a little bit. Or it could be a ping thing. Probably just my timing though. Put in the sun sphere and the moon sphere. Didn't we get a star sphere as well? Ah, there goes the last one. I think this guy had some interesting mechanics. Well, I say interesting, just get out of the way of the lanes. But it's fun to see them run across the map like this. Oh, someone became mummified. Femboy Twink. I don't know how many stacks you need to actually become a full mummy, but you can become a full mummy in this, I think. And now Senpai has 2 stacks. Oh, on me. Something about a light? Was that just a big frontal cleave or something? Am I the only one that knows how to not collect stacks? Damn. Never mind. I guess that attack also gives you stacks. Needed to move faster to get out of the way of that one. And here's Neneko. Sometimes people have something to say at the end. Oh, and I guess she does here. Is that all you have to say for yourself? Did you not even notice what was going on? You're the one who caused all that commotion, aren't you? 12 sakes, walk softly. Non-intrusive first and systematic always. Never forget. Now then, who are you? One of the apprentice haulers? Yes, I'm Neneko, but why would anyone be looking for me? What? Ancient traps have been triggered? I have no idea. I alone ventured into the deepest section of the temple, for the work there requires the most delicate of touches. I was completely oblivious to the commotion until you came. What of the members of my expedition? Please, tell me they are safe. Scarcely any survivors. Gods be good. I had known that we were come to a dangerous place, but all those lives. But this is neither the time nor the place for mourning. Let us quit this place. I have a duty to notify our backers of this incident. Meanwhile, might I ask you to go and tell Popo and Sese that I'm fine? Actually, I was complaining about before, but it seems like all of the optional dungeons that they're doing in these patches, ever since Hullbreaker Island or so, they're actually integrating story now, which is something I'm very happy for. By integrating story, I mean more story than just the dialogue up until unlocking the dungeon and then no more. An actual proper ending to the opening stuff that you got before unlocking the dungeon, and then a climax like we're getting now. Well, not a climax, more of an epilogue. That's right. Gods damn those cunning Belladians. Gods damn those poxy robbers. And gods damn that slack-witted, shamble-gated adventure. There you are. Where's my sister? Where's she? Yes, where's Neneko? He'd better have good news, or I'll let my brother do this his way. My dear brothers. I've worried you, haven't I? I am sorry, but as you can see, there's nothing to be concerned about. Neneko, we've been so worried about you. Aye, we'd feared the worst. It's good to see your face. I must thank you again, good adventurer. After we parted ways, I sent for a search party, and we were able to rescue the survivors. Neneko, from now on, I'm going to accompany you on all expeditions. Those Belladians were real bastards about booby traps. It's not safe for you to be alone. Brother, she won't be alone because I'm going with her. Brothers, you forget your duty. Your place is with the concern. You are right that the temple is dangerous, but I can make it safe. All you need to do is believe. We must look at the causes, the twin causes, of today's incident. The people's belief that within lie magical relics, and that the ruins are now safe to traverse. Those temple raiders are already telling tales of deadly ancient traps in every tavern, but we'll let it be known it's no ordinary danger that awaits. The Order of Naldal has agreed to vehemently deny that the temple's relics are cursed. That tales of looters found horribly dead afterwards are baseless. That should give instant credence to the opposite, and end the looting. For a while, at least. Neneko, you're brilliant. I may be the strong one, but you've got the goods upstairs. Right you are about But you are about our sister, puny brother, and I'm not going to stoop to stating the obvious. They say history is the gristle of the past, but in these ruins the past is fleshed out again. That is what I love about this work. I won't let the raiders despoil the place. The ruins are not a mine to be dug and blasted for gil. If they want gold or gems, let them join the Miners' Guild and toil for them. There goes my laundry. Hopefully it wasn't too obtrusive in the second part of the episode. Figured since I have a couple of more minutes, might as well end off episode 101 somewhere else. I guess I could have used a Vesper Bay Aetherite ticket to go directly there. But then I wouldn't get the chance to fly through here. This place, of course, was updated in 7.1 to be more beautiful, and I briefly stopped by here before, but it was only the one time. It's a lot more green than when I initially recorded in this area. I guess this too is fitting into the whole anniversary stuff. I say anniversary, but it's only been 100 days or so, or something like that. Oh, I was meaning to actually go into the Waking Sands, but I guess I can do this too, while I have the time. Now that I have an actual crafting class unlocked. Thanks to yours truly, you have a basic understanding of glamours, yes? I also understand that you're no stranger to crafting now, this and that by yourself. It so happens that these skills can be applied to a singular cause. Would you be interested in helping me in helping to bring more glamour to the world? By that I mean learning to make glamour prisms, either for personal use or to aid the aesthetically underprivileged. I will explain everything in due course, but there is something I need to prepare beforehand. Bring me some Othardian juice in the meantime, would you? Just ask Falkland? Same as last time. Well, staring at me isn't going to get that orange juice poured any quicker. Hurry up, will you? Alright, I guess we'll fetch the orange juice. Over here. Why? No. Wait. She wants quest orange juice. Swigine still got you running errands then? And she wants Othardian orange juice this time? 12th Reserve. Well, here it is. I think she and I need to have a little chat about her tab. This order alone costs more than some of our big drinking regulars spend in a whole night. You have my drink, I take it? Now that's what I call orange juice. Eastern oranges have a bitter kick that truly invigorates the soul. All that jumping around almost made it go down the wrong way. Anyway, before we begin, I have a confession to make. To be perfectly frank, my expensive tastes in orange juice have to be paid somehow. Have to be paid for somehow. While my intentions are sincere, my reasons for helping you are not entirely altruistic. Pass this letter to Goberin the merchant, and he'll allow you to browse his Glamour Prism recipe tomes. If you buy any of them, he'll give me a cut of the profits. You'll have the knowledge you seek, and I'll have the money for the orange juice. What could be more piquant? I will also send word to my associate Whiskered and Revenant's Toll. We have a similar arrangement, and I'm sure you'll find its prices just as fair as Goberin's. You should start with Goberin though, since his stall's right here, by the Pissed Paste. Once you've read one of those books, you'll be able to make the prisms yourself and share the glory of glamours with the masses. So this would be how you get the Glamour Prism recipe. I just buy them from the market board, but if you want to make them yourself, there's this option. I sense you've come in pursuit of true elegance. And is that a letter of introduction peeking from your pocket? May I see it? Ah, so you are Swiging's protege, and you wish to produce glamour prisms? A noble endeavor. My selection of tomes, reserved for only the most deserving, are yours to peruse. You can buy master crafting tomes from Reborn and from Todoroka for recipes. Oh, and I guess we unlocked this too, very important. For some reason you can only get this through the crafting class. I already have the gloves, I believe. Yeah. And I think I have the ring? I do. People sell these for... well, they scalp them basically on the market board, because it's locked behind a crafting class that not everybody will have. And for Alchemist. Master recipes. Special recipes you learn from tomes. I guess you can have the orange juice, Komoy. Taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, but it's fine if we go a little bit over. There was just one thing I wanted to do here. Everybody's already moved out of the Rising Sands. No, the Waking Sands. To move into the Rising Stones. Except for some of these people that were left over from side quest stuff, and are by contract required to stay here after their side quest. Except for Arenvald, who is still mourning with the same dialogue line what happened in the Rising, here in the Waking Sands. But who has a different dialogue line is Urianger. We'll worry about his quests later. Desperate measures. As one age endeth, and another doth arise, so do our struggles wax and wane. What wouldst thou ask of me? How fares the realm? This updates depending on your progress through the main story. Long hath the war between man and dragon raged on in the snow-swept north. The truth lies locked in full many centuries of rhyme, and only beneath the unquenchable fires of inquiry shall it be laid bare once more. As ever, our quest to vanquish the immortal Ascians does continue. To this end, my compeer Moonbreda has journeyed hither from the Sharlayan motherland, that she might lend us the light of her knowledge. I have no doubt, but that much fruit shall be born of our collaboration. Yeah, collaboration, huh? Is that what you call it, Urianger? Such unseemingly imaginings are unworthy of thee. As has already been made abundantly clear, Moonbreda is but an old friend. I had thought thee possessed of greater refinement than that blackguard Thancred. That's all I came here for. Well, that's it for the patch 3.4 dungeons, although I have a few more things I need to do before taking on the patch 3.5 main scenario quest. I guess nobody uses this room anymore. They've moved everything out. It belongs to Komoy now. Belongs to her for the express purpose of taking breaks.